Welcome everybody to What's the 411? This is the show that keeps you updated on today's and tomorrow's current events. So let's check out what's going on right now. What's up, folks? Fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to What's the 411? And we have something very interesting again. Check this out real quick. As you guys can see, Apple reinstates the Parler app. All right. For those who don't know or might not be aware of it, the Parler app was used by the domestic terrorists who attacked the Capitol building. Those same white supremacists used the Parler app to plan, to strategize, to make threats, and to carry out death threats. All right. That's the Parler app. That's Apple. So Apple's talking about reinstating this type of nonsense. All right. So we're going to have to take a look at this and see what's really going on. All right. So let's take a look. All righty. All right. So again, Apple reinstates Parler social media company, says app to return to iPhones next week. Let me read that again. Apple reinstates Parler. Social media company says app to return to iPhones next week. Now, I told you this app was used to strategize, to plan attacks by the domestic terrorists, all right, to attack the Capitol building. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so Parler says it will make its comeback Apple next week. Popular with conservatives, keep that in mind. Popular with conservatives, the social media app was booted from iPhones and Android devices following the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Two lawmakers, Senator Mike Lee, Republican Utah, and Representative Ken Buck, Republican of Colorado, recently sent a letter to Apple asking for Parler to be reinstated in its app store. So be mindful of these two names. Senator Mike Lee, Republican of Utah, and Representative Ken Buck, Representative or Republican of Colorado. Keep their names on your list, okay, of suspicious folks. Today we received a response. Buck tweeted Monday, Parler will be reinstated on the App Store. Huge win for free speech. That's the cover from the front that they use, free speech. All right. But if they're going to do that, if Apple's going to do that, then there should be a lot of other social media platforms and places like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and so on and so forth that need to stop messing with Black content creators and their material. But we're going to see if this is a pick and choose thing. All right. So this is Apple reinstating the Parler app. Again, it says, today we received a response. Ken Buck tweeted Monday, Parler will be reinstated on the App Store. Huge win for free speech. The letter they received from an Apple lobbyist said that substantial conversations with Parler in an effort to bring the Parler app into, quote, compliance and pledges by Parler to make significant changes to how it moderates content led to last week's decision to readmit Parler when it submits a new app. So a letter they received from the Apple lobbyist, said that substantial conversations with Parler in an effort to bring Parler into compliance, and pledges by Parler to make significant changes. So Apple's lobbyists and the Parler folks got together and started having talks, started talking about some deals, wheeling and dealing. And they came to this thing where Parler's going to make some changes in the way it moderates. What type of changes? I don't know. Maybe it's changes to make it look like they're really not accepting these white supremacist terrorists from making threats, planning attacks. Maybe they're going to find a way to try to make it look like it's just some fun going on, but still the same activities will continue, in my opinion. All right. Parler has and will always be a free and open forum where users could engage in the free exchange of ideas in the full spirit of the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, interim CEO Mark Meckler said in a statement. I'm going to read that again because I made a statement just before I read that. Parler has and will always be a free and open forum where users could engage in the free exchange of ideas. So the free exchange of the ideas of someone's going to plan an attack, right? That's free and exchanging of ideas. That's an idea. All right. Maybe they're going to plan a second Capitol attack. That's a free exchange of ideas in the full spirit of the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, says the interim CEO Mark Meckler. We have worked to put in place systems that will better detect unlawful speech and allow users to filter content undesirable to them. So they're going to fix it to where the users might feel something's a little offensive and they can filter it out. But, some of that unlawful speech might still filter through. Okay. While maintaining our strict prohibition against content moderation based on viewpoint. Interesting. Violent chatter prompted Apple and Google to yank Parler from their app stores. Then Amazon, which hosted the Parler site, pulled the plug. Big tech's actions spurred cries of politically motivated censorship from conservatives. In Monday's letter, Apple said it pulled Parler from the App Store in January over its refusal to take down posts that encouraged violence, denigrated various ethnic groups, races, and religions, glorified Nazism, and called for violence against specific people. All right, keep that in mind. This is what Apple's going to reinstate. So what type of vibe is Apple on and their CEOs and their executives? What type of vibe are they on? Apple said in a letter that it stands by the decision. When contacted by USA Today, Apple declined to comment. Facebook braces for Chauvin verdict. We'll skip that. We'll skip the Dogecoin. Parler was used by supporters of former President Donald Trump to plan and chronicle the attack. Just like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm going to read it again. Parler was used by supporters of former President Donald Trump to plan and chronicle the attack and hosted calls for civil war as Trump urged his followers to march on the Capitol. Parler has remained available on Android, but is not distributed by Google Play. The Android app is also available on Parler's website. As we stated back in January, Parler is welcomed back in the Play Store once it submits an app that complies with our policies, Google said in a statement. So what type of vibe is Google on? Parler has not yet submitted an updated version of its Android app to Google Play. Posts that break Apple's rules will still appear on the web version of Parler and on Android. Again, I'm going to read that again. Posts that break Apple's rules will still appear on the web version of Parler and on Android. All right, so just pay attention to who they're censoring and who they're not censoring. Okay, thanks for all the evidence. I appreciate it. Parler relaunched in February with Meckler at the helm. The company's previous CEO, John Matz, told USA Today he was fired by the company's board of directors. Apple CEO Tim Cook said this month he hoped to see Parler back in the App Store. Or really, Tim Cook? Okay. We got your name on the list, too, of suspected white supremacists. We work hard to get people on the store, not to keep people off the store. At the time, Meckler told Fox News that not many changes were required to reinstate Parler. Not many were required to reinstate Parler. He characterized the changes as tweaks to flag illegal content. But yet, like I read up here, some of the content is going to still be on their web version and on Android. So, and what else did I read up here earlier? Let me see here. Let me go back here. It was something else that stated, that gave you a hint that, you know, they still with the ish, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, let's move on. He said it was independently proven that Parler was a responsible social media platform and that the vast majority of planning for January 6th took place elsewhere. Yeah, okay. I am pleased that Apple agrees with us that more social media platforms are better than less, Meckler said. There goes Congressman Ken Buck, Republican of Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. On March 31st, Senator Mike Lee and I sent a letter demanding answers about why Apple removed Parler. They just want to have Parler on there so they can plan attacks. Ain't that right, Congressman Ken Buck? That's what you want Parler to be on there so bad. Today we received the response. Parler will be reinstated on the App Store. Huge win for free speech. So that's how you get down, Ken Buck and Mike Lee. You got to have that Parler app back so you can strategize more threats and attacks and death threats, huh? So that's how these Republicans are getting down, right? These suspected white supremacists. Interesting. And domestic terrorists to add on to that. All right, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know what you think about this particular article here. All right, very interesting. Lets you know where people's mind is at, gives you a lot of evidence, and yeah, so we see what it is. Like I said, it's going to be one of those summers. I think it's going to be one of those pull-up summers. There's going to be a lot of people who going to have who going to pull up to certain people's houses now. All right, so if you're going to be doing something foul, I guess there's going to be some people that's going to pull up to your crib. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those summers, man. Anyway, I appreciate y'all again. Leave a comment below what you think about this particular story. And we'll be returning in a little bit. What's the 411? I'm out. Peace.
Welcome, everybody, to What's the 411? This is the show that keeps you updated on today's and tomorrow's current events. So let's check out what's going on right now.